tonight.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. Number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. The Jackson going to hold on to it again. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And now third down and 6 to go. You look at this Niner defense. They were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
I would have loved to have been in their meetings this week and hear that grizzled old defensive coordinator talk about, well, you did okay, guys. We did all right. Holding them to 13 was pretty good. But this week, I expected to be less than that.
I'm going to need to hear that a lot more often. I don't know what it was, but I liked it. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And leading him out, their veteran quarterback.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure. And he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
That's to about the 28. Second down coming up. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 13 carries, 72 yards.
A key component of his team's offense. He will certainly stay in that role if he keeps producing like this each week. Expect him to make a run and not only matching, but exceeding those numbers as this one goes on.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 15 for the Niners there to first down. From the gun, he'll hand this off and give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. The Niners at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they've gotten a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in Weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some early distance on the rest of the division and create a little bit of a cushion for them for later in the year.
How about this? They'll try the option, left side. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. 2 yards the loss, second and 12. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Now a 2nd and 6. They'll run with Spears. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
Well, he tried to bounce it outside, but that's obviously not his game. He's too much of a straight-line runner.
Yeah, him in the outer third of the field, not a recipe for success. That time a loss. On 3rd down, Jackson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Ravens send their punter out now. Standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. That's pulled in at the 32. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. They go play action here. Purdy. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. And this will be called officially a 66-yard attempt. And off the crossbar, no good. A sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the bar. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise, and that'll deny him a shot at 3.
That one's taken in by Spears. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. Jackson going to keep it running right. 20! And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. 1st down. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. From the gun, it's Jackson. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game.
Yeah, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, and a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. Here's Jackson. Escapes the sack. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. And his kick here is good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. A gain of 3, second down.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Kittle's got his first catch, and it's also a first down.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, second down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play. They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a 4th down.
So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They're trying to get back on track following the loss to Buffalo a week ago. But the good news, they've got the lead right now here in the football 1st and 10. And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. Now it's Jackson.
Throw caught by Flowers. And he's got a first down there after a gain of about 12 as the clock will stop right now for the 2-minute warning.
12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Jackson. Side here, and that's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a first down. Jackson will throw again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's the hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
On second down, Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a halt. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. 7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Throwing is Jackson. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground.
Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it.
A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
So just 3 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second down.
Purdy looking to throw. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk.
And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
Here's Purdy on 1st and 10.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. So we've reached half.
Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the third quarter here.
Just one field goal and a tightly played first half as we resume action here in quarter number 3.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
3rd and 5. Purdy now to throw.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10.
Jair Brown on the stop there.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Powering his way forward,
still on his feet.
And finally, they get him to the ground, but it's all the way down at the Niners' 28. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. 1st down.
Again, Jackson will keep it.
And he is going to lose yardage here. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. And now Jackson will look to throw it. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
Well, Nick Bosa so quick on the outside. He gets in there to bring him down.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They'll look to throw. Yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
On the option right is Jackson.
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. And his kick is indeed good, and high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3.
So it was a 3-point lead at halftime, and they doubled that with a field goal here.
And I think defensively, you've got to be okay with that because you've kept this game within a touchdown. Your hope is that you've inspired your offense to put a drive together, get in the end zone themselves, and hopefully get you the lead.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Here comes the 49ers punter now. He's been terrific so far. And this will be taken at the 13. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the... And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Stockton, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now Jackson. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. Wide open receiver complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 26. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Now it's Jackson. Now throw right side here going to be incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. And a penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. Jackson, options out left. Oh, no, he lost the football. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
The Ravens on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. To throw is Jackson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down. And
his kick is right there. It's good, and that will make this a 9-point lead.
So that CD, an important one here in the fourth quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we were talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one good for 37 yards.
Well, that's something you haven't had to talk about much this game. A nice big play right there. But this team, overall, they haven't done a whole lot offensively.
Well, they're still sitting on the goose egg. We talk about defenses having pride in a shutout. This offense wants to get rid of that 0.
And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. A great play there.
His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Niners have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Moody good with the extra point.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field.
And with that last touchdown, I mean, we're set up for a good finish here. Some things to consider, Charles. Obviously, it's a very close game here in the fourth quarter. Defensively, they've got all 3 timeouts in their back pocket.
So the chess match really ramps up, doesn't it? Because in these situations, what do? Do you run the ball and kill the clock here? Or do you try and bury them with another score? And how about defensively? Do you use your timeouts at the earliest opportunity? Or wait till you hit the 2-minute warning? So there's a lot going into this one. Let's see how each side goes about their strategy.
Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Inside of 2 minutes remaining in it. Two-point ball game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Taking it about the 16.
A nice return that time of about 14 yards.
And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10.
So Purdy and the Niners
down 9-7. A minute 47 on the clock. And they need at least 30 yards, you'd have to think, here to move the football to have a shot. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Throwing, Purdy.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Here comes 2nd down at 5. To throw is Purdy.
Over the middle, it's complete. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Well, this feels like a late season game, even though it's just week 2. Here's a big third down.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. The 49ers moving hastily. They're scurrying to the line.
That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Here's Purdy.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete.
Purdy to throw.
His throw incomplete.
They're already in range for a potential game-winning field goal, but they certainly want to get him as close as possible before sending him out there. Nice job defensively to force the incompletion.
Here's Purdy to throw.
This is caught. And so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Umpire threw the flag. Usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
And it's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
So it all comes down to the right foot of Jake Moody.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
So here we go. It's Jake Moody now in a big spot.
This to almost certainly win the football game. And this one is right down Broadway. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this? Answer's pretty evident to me.
Here's 1st and 10. Throwing, Jackson.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
This ball intercepted. It's Jair Brown who's got it. And the Niners are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game. Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defenses were the story in this ball game, but hey, they got enough points to get the job done, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right about that, partner. In such a low-scoring game, it completely changes everything you had planned to do out there. Fortunately for them, they got just enough scoring to bring home the win, and in this type of a game, to play their defense, that became one of their biggest keys.
So for the 49ers, they use the favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The 49ers get the win here at home as we say so long from Santa Clara.